Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. The Legend Sports Universe Boxing Federation comes to you live from the Thomas and Mack Center tonight for the fourth card in the LSUBF Tournament Series to kick off the Legend Sports Universe Boxing Federation here on the channel. And we have a trio of very strong fights for you tonight. Some exciting big names on the card. We'll open up at junior middleweight. Couple of lesser known guys here. Surias and Zurich 16-2, 9 knockouts, the number one seed at the moment. In the junior middleweight division, he will take on the tough Panamanian, Santiago Samaniego, 12-2 with 10 knockouts. Then at featherweight, the Prince, Naseem Hamed, 14-1 with 12 knockouts and the higher seed at number 3. He comes in odds-wise as the underdog against Little Fish, Benny Bass, 17-3 with 7 knockouts, ranked number 6 at the moment. And then in the main event, our first heavyweight tournament matchup. Number 4 seed, Wladimir Klitschko, 12-1 with 9 knockouts, takes on the tough and determined Max Schmeling, 11-1, 7 knockouts for Max. We will go behind the LSUBF fourth wall for the first time in the night before our opening match. Appreciate you joining here. Nice to have you aboard. We've had these first few cards well received. Hopefully, we can keep that up as I'm excited to have boxing back on the channel. Again, this is a hybrid project with Title Bout Championship Boxing, Undisputed, and Fight Night Champion. So this fourth wall, because so much of the action setting up the matches that I stream takes place in Title Bout, we kind of go under the hood a little bit here to give you a little bit of where these fighters stack up coming into this bout. So here we'll see the career stages. Surias and Zurich, Santiago Samaniegos, and Zurich has reached his prime status. Samaniego is in pre-prime status. So you'll see Zurich currently a 7 rated in Title Bout. Samaniego is a 3 in the 100 sim test bouts. You'll see that Zurich a heavy favorite coming into this one. He is very technically skilled, and Samaniego is a tough slugger with some pop. But Zurich comes in as the big favorite. You saw 95-5 in the 100 bout test runs. This win so far for Zurich, a first round knockout of Javier Castillejo. Castillejo, a tough customer, and Zurich, not a huge hitter, but he picked up the first round knockout there. Samaniego had an 8th round TKO win over Carl Daniels. Samaniego has not fought great competition as of yet. If you're unfamiliar with these guys, our little bio brief: Zurich, a former Ukrainian WBO junior middleweight champion, known for his technical boxing skills and strong jab. He won the WBO light middleweight title December 3rd, 2005, defeating Daniel Santos by unanimous decision. He successfully defended the belt multiple times before losing it to Sergio Martinez in 2011 and retired with a 37-2-1 record, leaving a legacy of a disciplined and skilled southpaw. Samaniego, nicknamed El Herrero, is a Panamanian former professional boxer born January 25th, 1974 in Panama City. He won the interim WBA light middleweight title August 10th, 2002, beating Mamadou Thiam via 12th round stoppage. Samaniego is also known for being a first cousin of the legendary Roberto Duran. We have a buzzing crowd here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada for this one. Fighters ready to make their way to the ring. Opening bout, Surias in Zurich, Santiago Samaniego. There you see Zurich, 16-2, 9 knockouts, as he prepares to make his way down to ringside. Zurich again armed with a terrific jab. He is very technically sound. He is not going to leave a ton of openings for Samaniego. Samaniego is going to try to pressure him in this one. Then Zurich is going to try to keep his distance, strike effectively. He's not a runner by any means. He'll keep Samaniego at bay with the jab if things go well for him. Here you see Samaniego, 12-2, 10 knockouts as he makes his way down to ringside. Crowd here looking forward to this opening bout. Again, we'll get our first look at the heavyweights in the main event tonight, but before that, the Hamed Bass bout should be a fun one. There you see again, Zinzorek acknowledging the crowd during the pre-fight introduction. Samaniego, I can probably improve on his model a little bit. See if we can do that. The problem with Fight Night Champion does face scans. With white fighters, you end up with kind of sometimes the blotches on the face a little bit, but not enough that it really bothers me that much. For the black fighters, if you try to scan them with the camera, faces show up white with the black body, which just looks terrible. So you have to use one of the stock faces for a black or remotely dark Hispanic fighter. So anyway, we get things started here, opening 15 seconds. As expected, Samaniego trying to put pressure on Zinzorek in the early going. Lots of jabs and straights in the offing from Zinzorek. And Samaniego pressures, grabs a hold, and lets go quickly. Samaniego will be the busier, more aggressive fighter, but again, you see, Zinzorek, even though he's already looked he's the one backing off, trying to keep distance, he's still throwing plenty of punches. Good, right there, and another one from Samaniego. Good sequence there from Samaniego. Zorek's not going to want to take too many of those shots. Straight right hand from Samaniego finds the mark. Zorek ties him up a bit. Now backs off to recreate the distance. All the jabs falling short from Samaniego. Good little uppercut. Now the mark goes for Zinzorek goes for a second one. That one misses the mark. So, straight left hand there finds a home, and now he sticks him with the jab. Samaniego, the best sequence of the round to this point, although Zinzorek has started to seem to find a little bit more range. Good uppercut there from Samaniego lands. Zinzorek's going to want to take Samaniego into the deep end of the pool in this one. Good uppercut there from Zinzorek lands as well. Samaniego, not a ton of stamina. He's not going to want to let this fight get into the late rounds. Good exchange inside, both fighters landing a bit. Pair of straight lefts there from Zinzorek. That exchange broke up. Samaniego, you can see, kind of throwing a back uppercut there, trying to find a home with it. Misses somewhat wild. Final 30 seconds here of the opening round, scheduled for 10 as all first round bouts. And Zinzorek rattles Samaniego's cage there. He caught him coming in. Final 20 seconds of the round. Zinzorek gets in close, trying to work the body. Samaniego defends himself well there. Not really a Samaniego strong suit, but that one from Zinzorek certainly shook him, and Zinzorek maybe taking this opening round. Good right hand there from Zinzorek as well. A round that I thought was leaning towards Samaniego. Zinzorek might have done enough in the final minute to pivot that away. So one round in the books. A fairly even round there. I would probably be inclined to give it to Zinzorek, but you certainly can't argue with it. It was close enough that it's, if they give it to Samaniego, it's certainly not a robbery round by any stretch. Ring card girls, that's how you know the game is old. They won't let you do that anymore. To wear ribbons and apologize. But I digress. 10 seconds in to round number 2. Straight right hand there from Samaniego. Zinzorek finding a little bit more range again with the jab and straight. Diego in pursuit. Yeah, we knew Sam Diego would be the more aggressive fighter. Lands are right there, but he took one at the same time. Simultaneous lands there. Good left there from Zinzorek, finds the mark. Referee in a horrible position relative to the camera. There you go. Good job, ref. San Diego trying to go for the jab and then go to the body. Did land a good straight right hand there. Got him a little bit on the end of that punch. Still a scoring blow for Sam Diego. Sam Diego puts his head down. Zinzorek ties him up briefly. You'll notice in the undisputed cards that we've done so far, one of the things absent in that game at the moment is clinching. Clinching was in the game, and then it was buggy, and they took it out and supposedly have been working on fixing it. So if you've watched Undisputed and noticed, hey, these guys are never clinching. Is the situation that will hopefully be addressed. Clinching, obviously, a significant part of boxing. These guys tend to, in trying to champion, they tend to not hold a clinch overly long, but it happens. Which is fine. Coming up on the final 30 seconds here of round number 2. Sam Diego backs Zinzorek into the corner. Good lands a good short right hand there. Zinzorek looks like he shook it off pretty well though. Slides along the rope towards the corner. Sam Diego grabs him, trying to keep him at close distance. Not let him get out. Final 10 seconds of the round. Swinging shot from Sam Diego misses. As we come to the end of round number 2. Sam Diego's corner is going to want him to keep on applying the pressures. In Zorek's corner, I'm pretty happy with his work. He's boxing efficiently. He hasn't really gotten tagged as of yet. Again, Sam Diego, they know that Sam Diego is going to try to take the first half of this fight, control the first half of the fight, and then deal with the second half if and when it comes. Round 3 gets underway. Sam Diego not landing an overly high percentage of his shots, it seems, to this point. Right hand did land, though, came over the left hand of Zinzorek. Good straight right hand from Sam Diego. And a good jab catches him. Sam Diego, a couple of decent shots there. Good right hand lands again. Good start to round 3 for Santiago Samaniego, though he eats an uppercut from Zinzorek, and now Zinzorek lands a good shot to the body. Diego against the ropes, now comes off it, wings a left, that one found the home. Get it into round number 3. Uppercut on the inside. Sam Diego again. He has not seemed to hurt Zinzorek as of yet. Fighters tie up a little bit and separate. Right block. That left landed, but again, not flush. From Sam Diego. It's the midway point of the round. Samaniegos had a few that he's landed this round, but not gotten really flush. That was a good jab there from Zinzorek. Found the mark. Stopped Samaniego in his tracks briefly. But the tough Panamanian coming on again. Inside a minute left in round number 3. Zurich keeps on evading Samaniego's punches, landing straights and jabs of his own. Final 30 seconds. Winging shot from Samaniego with nobody home. You already see Samaniego looks, again, missing punches spends more energy than landing blows. Samaniego certainly seemed like he has whiffed on a good percentage of his punches. Already looking like he might be getting a little bit on the winded side. Get our first glance at the Teddy Atlas ringside scorecard. Again, that's an unofficial card. Teddy has given Zinzorek each of the first 3 rounds. Again, Zinzorek, the number 1 seed at junior middleweight right now. Although most people do not think Zinzorek is the favorite. That distinction goes to Mike McCallum. McCallum enters the tournament, I believe he's actually the 3 seed. McCallum will be on our next card. He will face tough Wladimir, their first round matchup. But lots of people think that McCallum is the class of the initial junior middleweight division here in the LSUBF. Body snatcher will be a tough out for anybody. Pressure the way Samaniego would like to here against Zinzorek, but do so much more effectively. Samaniego does not quite have the same tool bag as Mike McCallum. It into round 4. Defending himself well to this point. Good head movement. Kind of hot-shotting his jabs and straights. Again, that's his calling card. He can hurt you if you get tired or you get a bit careless, but he's not really a heavy knockout. Oh, but there's a good left, and Samaniego's rattled there. Into the corner he goes, and down he goes. That straight left hand sent him back into the corner, and that right over the top, right above the ear. And he caught him again on the way down. Samaniego is down in a heap in the corner, the referee applying the count. Samaniego is up at 5. They're way back together, surprisingly quickly there. Ref doesn't really check him out too long. And Samaniego is back at it. Final minute of round number 4. Series in Zurich has knocked down Santiago Samaniego. Of course, right after talking about how Zinzorek not a hugely powerful fighter, he rocked Samaniego. There, catches him with a good straight right hand. Zinzorek not going for the kill here. Fighting a solid, measured pace. Right, Samaniego has been able to get him to throw a good amount of punches, but Samaniego's punch output significantly higher at this point in the fight. Final 10 seconds of round 4. Samaniego will survive it. Right now, he does not have many answers. More series in Zurich as round 4 comes to a close. Diego gets a drink in the corner. Neither fighter looking particularly marked up at this point. From a swelling or cut standpoint, Samaniego certainly seeming like he is starting to get worn down. Zurich's corner very happy with his work at the moment. They just want him to keep doing what he's doing. Round 5 opens up. Fighters come together at center ring. Diego throws the first blows of the round, and he has all 5 rounds. Zurich catches him there with a body shot. Samaniego backs off. Now he catches him with an uppercut. Samaniego retreats towards the corner a bit, and Zurich doesn't go aggressively after him. He is kind of approaching. Again, a bit of a methodical approach from Zurich at this point. Short right hand lands and finds the mark. Samaniego tries to get an uppercut home through the gloves, but that was a glancing blow. Another uppercut from Zurich. And there's a straight left, and down goes Samaniego again. Oh, that was right on the money. And Zurich has put Samaniego down for the second time in the bout. And Samaniego went down a bit ragdollish there. He's trying to get back to his feet, and he does. He is up at 5. They're waved together again. I'm trying to remember if there's a standing gate count setting. I've got to double check that. I thought that there was. I may have forgotten to turn that on. Not that it matters in the grand scheme of things. A little bit more appropriate handling than just, all right, you're up, go. Minute 45 left in round 5. Zurich has now dropped Samaniego twice, and Zurich seems to be on cruise control here. Diego looking, he was wiping his face there. I'm not sure if there's a trickle of blood or what. See, some of the starch has been taken out of Santiago Samaniego. Good straight left jab there. Landed, goes to the body. Follow it up. Samaniego, not enough left in the tank for a sequence there. Lands a decent uppercut there as well. Good body shot from Zurich. Digs in. Zurich ducks the left from Samaniego. All of Samaniego's reactions seem a little bit slow at this point in time. Final 30 seconds of round number 5. And Zurich has dropped Samaniego twice to this point. Samaniego that's not landing at a high enough clip. Not really been able to string punches together. He's landed a few solid shots, but hasn't really been able to put any combinations together. Zurich lifts an arm to the sky after round 5. Very comfortable in the work he is doing to this point. So Zurich certainly pitching a shutout to this point, and it's better than a shutout. He's got 2 knockdowns on the ledger as well. One would think this is a 50 to 43 score or so at this point. As we get ready for round number 6, Samaniego, midway through, already seeming like he's going to need a knockout to pull this one off. Zurich dodges. Very nice work. Zurich. And we've been alternating cards. As I mentioned in the introduction to the project, people, wonder why using basically 3 games to do the project. Title Bout is used for expediency and accuracy. It gets you very good base stuff. The ratings are very well done. Again, I use Title Bout ratings as the basis for my ratings for fighters for both Undisputed and Fight Night Champion. Uh, a lot happens in Fight Night behind the scenes, and then all the tournament fights, of course, are going to be streamed here on the channel. But and then once the tournaments are done, obviously any title bout and any fight between top 10 contenders in a given month, schedule will also be streamed here on the channel. But as far as using the different games, basically if a fighter has in title bout, the defensive ratings go from +6 to -6. +6 is the worst, -6 is the best. A fighter who is a -3 or better, all of his fights will occur in Fight Night Champion because Undisputed just does not do defense-heavy fighters all that way. So it looks a bit cleaner. It looks like it looks nicer, but you have a little bit less control over how the fighters' individual kind of characteristics and how they fight than you do with Fight Night Champion. So that's why we're kind of using the multiple cards. So the next out we have will the way the matchups basically worked out. Good uppercut from Samaniego. That's his best punch of the last few rounds. Follows it up with a good jab. The way the initial tournaments worked out and the matchups worked out, discerning what was going to be a Undisputed match and what was going to be a Fight Night Champion match, they're almost exactly the same number of bouts. I think it means like 2 more Undisputed bouts or something like that. So right now, I'm just alternating cards. I'll do an Undisputed card and a Fight Night Champion card and vice versa. So the next card will be an undisputed card. Final moments of round 5. So Samaniego did some good work in that round, especially in round 6. And he tries to claw himself back up a very steep hill. As Zurich has put him in to this point in the bout. And both fighters showed very slight signs of swelling early on, but their corners both have that under control. They have actually given Samaniego that round, which might be the first round that he's won in the fight. Zurich is doing very good work. He knows that people say, hey, he's the #1 ranked junior middleweight, but he is not the favorite in the tournament. He's looking to prove to people he's going to be a tough out. On 7. Underway. Samaniego. Both fighters missed there. Much action in the early stages here of round number 7. Zurich doesn't have to waste any energy. He's up comfortably in the fight. Samaniego, seems more like he's laboring a bit. Again, we knew Zurich was going to want to take Samaniego into deep water. He's getting him to that point. Samaniego lands a couple of shots there, but they didn't seem to have much on him. Short right hand from Zurich finds the mark. Now it goes back down to the body. That high pressure from Samaniego has kind of faded at this point. He simply does not have enough left in the tank to try to keep up the pressure he tried to set in the opening rounds of the fight. And a good sequence there. He landed 3 shots in a row there. None of them seemed to rattle, and it's short. Straight left hand from Zurich. Freezes Samaniego. He fires off a right hand there that sounds. Minute 10 left here in the 7th. And they're good shot to the body, though, from Samaniego, but Zinzorek keeps on coming. Zinzorek looking a bit weary as well, though he certainly does seem to have a little bit more in the way of speed and overall energy than Samaniego does at this point as we get to the final 30 seconds of round number 7. They go back against the ropes, and Zora looked like he kind of thought about going in to pressure him and then thought better. Diego circling again, just not heavy action, except for a couple of little flurries during the course of this round. We have an extremely tired Santiago Samaniego and a tiring Suriez and Zurich. Zurich, again, less pressure on him to do more here. He is, one would have to imagine, very comfortably ahead in the bout. 2 knockdowns on his ledger. Not sure if Samaniego has won more than 1 round on the card. Maybe 2. Check in with our good friend Teddy Atlas at ringside again. Here after this 7th round. Now you see, according to Teddy, Samaniego hasn't won a round as of yet. Pair of 10-8s on the knockdowns as well. That has a very ugly 70-61 scorecard in favor of Suriez and Zurich. For the uppercut there, Samaniego lands his and a short left. Again, you'll notice Samaniego, there's no punches and bunches at this point. Even when he lands, he's basically landing 1 shot at a time. That is not going to get it done. Samaniego, a hard hitter, but not a explosive hitter. And Zurich has a good enough chin. The 1 punch knockout, probably not something that is in the cards here. Samaniego is going to have to pile something together that I'm not sure he's got in him at this point in time. And over the top from Samaniego, lands midway through round number 8. Good right hand there from Zinzorek. Samaniego rattled, takes a step back, but now he steps forward again. Looked like he shook that one off a bit, but a good blow from Zinzorek. Right hand from Samaniego land. Connecting in that exchange. Diego lands a pair. There's Zurich, built himself against the ropes, gets himself back out to ring center. Now he just kind of backs up into the other rope. Samaniego has been unable to cut off the ring and pretty much any point in this fight. Zurich would kind of lean himself towards that corner. A fresh Samaniego. Again, a high-pressure fighter would like to kind of try to trap Zinzorek and try to work him over there. He just does not have that in him. At this point, final 15 seconds left here in round number 8. Waning moments. Bell sound. They're getting spoken to in the corner. Again, Samaniego not really landing a ton of shots. Zurich has been basically straights and jabs. But it has been effective. And he has put Samaniego down twice in the bout. Get ready for round number 9 here, the first of 3 bouts on the card this evening. Junior middleweight, top seed, Surays and Zurich. Number 8 seed, Santiago Samaniego. On the inside, Samaniego to the body. Zurich showed very good movement, dodging a lot of Samaniego's punches to this point. Zurich, solid defensive fighter. Samaniego, someone who's going to get hit a lot. Would like to have somebody stand in there with him. He doesn't have to go get. Zurich isn't that guy. Zurich has dictated the terms of this bout, particularly since the 2nd or 3rd round. Samaniego backs himself in a corner. He's been dropped in that corner twice tonight. Catches an uppercut there. Then a straight left from the southpaws in Zurich. Let's go for right hands there. Samaniego beats him to the punch, but it doesn't land flush. Samaniego. Oh, good uppercut there since Zurich caught him. Samaniego weathers that shot well, but that one stung. There's off a jab, goes to follow up with the left. The left doesn't find the mark. 40 seconds left in round number 9. Diego just not able to get that punch output going at this point in the fight. Good body shot from Zurich. 10 seconds left in the 9th. You can see Zurich is laboring a bit as well. Good uppercut there. Lands. Doesn't catch him cleanly. Still found the mark. Snapped his head back a bit as the 9th comes to a close. So we will head to the final frame here, round 10. Surays and Zurich with a dominant performance over Santiago Samaniego to this point. Samaniego, to say he needs a knockout here would be an understatement. Zurich has, I'm going to say Zurich, Zurich. Z-I-R-U-K, not Z-U-R-I-K. Pretty sure I've angled that for the entire fight. So apologies to any Ukrainian squad. Although you have bigger issues to worry about, I'm sure. Come out throwing in the final first 20 seconds of the final round. Samaniego is going to have to let it fly here. Right hand, Samaniego lands. I'm not sure Zurich is landing a super high percentage percentage of his punches either. We'll check out punch stats at the end of the bout. 2 minutes remaining in the contest. Particularly as the fight has gone on, Zurich has looked to land a few less blows. It seems to land a few less blows as he has gotten fatigued. And the late fight tiring has certainly weighed more heavily on Santiago Samaniego, who was trying to set quite a pace early on. That was destined to last only for so long. It's the midway point of the round. Yep. And jab there. So Eagle clinches briefly. So load up for the right hand. Derek gets away from it. Samaniego just does not have anything left in the tank. Knows he needs a knockout, and he just cannot muster the energy to make it happen here. Up on 30 seconds remaining in the fight. So it appears as though we're going to go the distance here in what should be a cruise control decision victory for Series and Zira. Diego lands a jab. Either fighter throwing anything at the moment. Final 10 seconds. Short straight from Zurich lands. So our opening bout goes the full 10. We'll take a look here. Fighters wait the decision. It'll come to its inevitable conclusion. We'll look here at the punch stats. You can see Samaniego throwing about 170 more punches, so about 17 more around, 72 around to 56. Of course, in Zurich, but he only landed 16 more blows over the course of the fight. Again, Samaniego not able to apply that pressure effectively. You can see the 44% of the body shots landing for Zurich certainly helped accelerate the pace at which Samaniego wore down in this one. So the cards are in. And we will have our winner announced, and it is Series and Zurich who emerges with the victory here. A very strong performance against a somewhat overmatched Santiago Samaniego. Unanimous decision on all cards, 98-90. Samaniego takes 2 of the final 3 rounds, but a far too big hole to dig out of. Series and Zurich advances in the junior middleweight tournament. So with that, we head behind the LSUBF fourth wall for the second bout of this 3-bout card, and we will head to the featherweight division, where Prince Naseem Hamed, the number 3 ranked featherweight in the world at the moment, takes on the number 6 seed, Benny Bass. This is an interesting one, as Naseem is the 3rd ranked fighter, Bass is 6th ranked, but Bass is the favorite in this bout based on the odds. Again, we'll take a look here at the title bout situation. Hamed is in the pre-prime stage of his career, while Bass has reached the prime stage of his. As such, Bass is rated at 10. Naseem is only rated a 6 here at his pre-prime. He will elevate significantly from that when he gets to his prime. But at this point, Bass is rated as the better fighter in the 100 sim test. Bass won 70% of those bouts. So we basically use that to kind of determine, since all the ratings are based on the title bout ratings. And there's some CompuBox data where I can find that. Obviously, we're not going to have that for Benny Bass, and it's very limited for Hamed. But Bass is the Vegas money line favorite. Best win so far. Naseem Hamed, a 10th round knockout of Mauricio Steca. while Benny Bass's best win, a split decision win over the tough Cecilio Lashley. Take a look here at our quick bio briefs. First for the Prince, Naseem Hamed. Known as Prince Naseem, he was a flamboyant British featherweight champion, renowned for his power and unorthodox style. He won his first world title September 30th, 1995, defeating Steve Robinson by TKO in the 8th round to claim the WBO featherweight title. He went on to unify multiple belts before suffering his only career loss, Marco Antonio Barrera, in 2001, before retiring with a 36-1 career record. For Benny Bass, he was a tough, aggressive fighter, competed in the featherweight and lightweight divisions during the 1920s and 30s. He won the NBA World Featherweight title December 23rd, 1927, defeating Red Chapman by a 10th round technical knockout. He later claimed the NBA World Junior Lightweight title in 1929. Known for his relentless pressure, Bass retired with a 157, 29-6 record, solidifying his legacy as a fierce competitor. So that is the matchup. We'll get ready to get up to ringside. Prince Naseem Hamed, Benny Bass, featherweight tournament here in the LSUBF. Welcome back here to the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. Crowd will either love or hate Naseem Hamed, but they'll certainly react to him. There you see the matchup. Hamed, a 3-inch height advantage, the weight the same, the reach the same. Benny Bass will come to the ring first. 17-3, 7 knockouts for Bass. Bass is going to have a bit of a risky take here. He's going to try to pressure Hamed, but Hamed is a tough guy to pressure like that. Again, he's a solid defender. He moves awkwardly. He can get you off balance. You can catch him off balance too. Bass is not a particularly heavy hitter. So we're going to see how much he can actually force his will on Hamed. There you see Naseem, 14-1, 12 knockouts. Hamed's only lost to this point against Salvador Sanchez, the #1 ranked featherweight. Hamed hoping for a rematch. If he gets to that point, it would be for the featherweight championship. Then coming down to the ring, he's got the sparkles, he's got everything going there. No magic carpet, they don't let you do that. There's the Kevin Kelly fight that he came in on the flying carpet. There you see Bass and Hamed getting their final introductions to the crowd here. Hamed playing up the crowd as he is wont to do. Could not be two more different fighters in terms of approach and how they carry themselves. Naseem Hamed, Benny Bass, ready to go round one, and they both come flying out of the corner, meeting at center ring. You see Bass putting on the pressure. He's got Hamed up against the ropes in the early going. Now backs off. He'll try to exert his will a bit. Hamed finds a home, right hand there, lands. Fast pace to open things up here between these two. That would seem to favor Benny Bass. The more pressure fighter. No, Hamed is flashy. He certainly throws a decent number of punches, but he does not have the work rate that Benny Bass does. Bass is going to just try to overwhelm Hamed. I'm not sure Hamed's style is really conducive to that approach. Bass continues to fire away there, but he can't land. Good body shot, though. That one found the mark. Hamed catches him with a straight left. Neither fighter staying in one place very long at this point. That was another solid left from Hamed, though, that landed. Good uppercut there from Bass. This is a frenetic pace setting here in this opening round. Bass beats him to the punch again, lands an uppercut. Jab there lands from Bass. And Hamed the southpaw. Style was awkward enough as it is. Add that he's a southpaw to the mix. Can be a very difficult fighter to navigate. Ash just trying to overwhelm him with volume at this point. Final minute of the opening round. Caught him a little bit there as he came in with a short left. Blocking most of those and missing with his own blows. And having a hard time connecting with them. Right hand from Naseem. Good straight left from Ness. Good right hand lands from Bats. Connection starting to pick up in the waning seconds here of this opening round. Final 15 seconds. Fighters finding the mark. The bell sounds to end the opening round. Pretty much playing the form there in the opening round. Bass trying to apply the pressure. Ahmed evading, avoiding, taking his shots and flurries when he gets the opportunity. And Benny Bass keep up 100 or so punch pace throughout the duration of this fight. And can Ahmed weather that storm? We'll see as the fighters come out for round number 2. Benny Bass in the plain black trunks. Naseem in the leopard trunks. That's having a hard time again finding the mark here in the early going against Ahmed. Has those hands down low, he presents an inviting target. It's more elusive than it appears. Good short right hand there from Bass. When there's been contact, it hasn't been flush contact to this point. Being shots there. Straight left from Naseem. Finds its way in. Bass tries to go to the body. He eats a left for his trouble. Flips an uppercut in there between the gloves of Ahmed. Either fighter staying in one spot for very long. Bass picked that one off with the gloves. Able to carry that one. Grabs Ahmed for a moment. Separates, goes to the body. Short left hand from Ahmed lands. There's plenty of swinging going on, but you can hear a couple of groans from the crowd. They want a little bit more contact than what they're getting to this point. They're hitting a lot of gloves in air. Missing a lot in that exchange. 6-7 punches there before Naseem landed a body shot. None of those other punches found the mark. Good jab finds the home. Gets to go to the body. Bass fires doggedly away. Keeping up the volume, but not much success. I always wonder how judges perceive it. You know, it's fine that a fighter is busy, but if a fighter is throwing a ton of punches and very few of them are landing, it was interesting to see how judges hold that against the fighter. Ahmed lands a couple of solid shots there. The evasiveness from Ahmed. Caught him on Bass on the top of the head there. A little bit is round 2. Comes to a close. Fighters marked up a little bit. Very through 2 rounds, and the corners get to work. A little bit more visible on Benny Bass. And it is around the Prince. Bass gifted with terrific endurance. He's going to need every bit of that. Try to keep this pace up through the whole fight. We get ready for round number 3. Hamed and Bass meet at center ring. Bass lands a body shot out of the gate. Hamed continues to just make him miss, though. One found the mark out. That was a 6-punch sequence from Bass. Only one landed. Jab from Hamed. Bass catches him there with an uppercut a bit, and a straight left from Hamed. Against Naseem, certainly the more powerful puncher. Bass lands a good body shot. Uppercut from Naseem lands as well. Short right hand. Hamed finding some range here. He lands a left there as well, then sticks a jab home. Being left, Naseem lands, not flush, but lands, a scoring blow nonetheless. Both fighters winging shots there, coming up with nothing. It's 50 left here in round number 3. Check in with the great Teddy Atlas after round 3 is done. Take a look at his scorecard. Straight left from Hamed, then he goes to the body. Good round so far for Naseem Hamed. Bass lands a good body shot. Hamed backs off. Another one lands. Bass got that one under the left arm of Hamed. It goes for the uppercut. Bass gets away. Lands another good body shot. Now Bass is trying to find a little bit of room. Lands an uppercut. Coming up on a minute left in round 3. Naseem Hamed controlled the early part of this round. Benny Bass started to control it a little bit later. Missing a lot in that exchange. 40 seconds left in round number 3. That's pops off. A couple of jabs. Out there from Naz Land. So certainly the most punches landed here in this round among the first 3 rounds. Bass stalking Hamed along the ropes. He gets his back off the ropes, gets himself back out to ring center. Bass comes at him, continues to fire. Good uppercut from Hamed as round 3 comes to a close. Hamed throws his arm up in the air. He knows that was a good, clean shot that he landed late there in the waning seconds of round number 3. So we've got a good scrap going here in Las Vegas. Benny Bass, Naseem Hamed. Certainly a busy fight. Again, a better number of blows landing in that 3rd round than had landed through the first 2. Friend Teddy Atlas at ringside, and Atlas has all 3 rounds in favor of the Prince at this point. Interesting there. Not necessarily that I think that that's wrong. I kind of figured that Bass may have flipped first 2 rounds. Again, Bass throwing is not landing much of significance, and though he landed some good shots in that 3rd round, Hamed had controlled the first half. And left from Hamed. Hit, but not clean. Short uppercut finds him. Naseem, those very awkward movements, awkward angles. To keep Bass off of his rhythm. Bass just keeps firing. Good left hand there from Benny Bass. Not able to follow it up with anything, but a good clean shot. Dicks a jab home. On the midway point here in round number 4. Ed has Bass in the corner. Bass grabs a hold of him and then pushes him away to try to create a little bit of space, but Hamed keeps trying to keep him cornered there. Bass fighting out of the corner. Slides along the ropes, gets out into the center. With Hamed who backs against the rope. Bass goes in, lands a body shot. Hit it 10 left here in round number 4. Missing in high volume. In that most recent exchange, final minute of the 4th. Jabs from Bass coming up short. And evading well. Not that Hamed is landing a ton of shots on Bass either. Neither one of these fighters racking up high connect percentage here. Through these first 4 rounds, uppercut, glancing blow there from Hamed. He goes back to it again and glances again. 2 winging uppercuts from Hamed. Neither lands flush, though both do make contact. Taking body shot there from Bass. Short left hand from Bass. Final 10 seconds of the 4th. It's just non-contact there in the final 10 seconds. A little bit of swelling that we saw earlier on Benny Bass. The corner seems like they've done a good job on it to this point. Prince Naseem not looking really marked of any significance here through round 4. Corner stressing that he needs to find the range a little bit more. It's center ring for round 5. The winging left hand from Naseem doesn't land. Right hand glances off. Bass's corner would like to see him work the body a little bit more. Try to take some of the energy out of Hamed and try to keep him a little bit more stationary. Trying to work the body as well. With less success. As kind of a pot shotter. Then he'll kind of go to the flurries when he feels like he's got you hurt. But again, just going from the awkward angles and such that he looks for. Oh, good uppercut from Hamed. Bass backs up. He's going towards the corner. Hamed goes in to pressure him along the ropes. Bass sliding along the ropes. Hamed cuts the angle on him well. Keeps him trapped there. Not throwing a ton of punches. Good short uppercut lands from Bass. Try to create a little bit of room and let him get out of trouble. Body shot there from Bass. That's considered the more polished product at this point. But Hamed, such an awkward fighter to deal with. Polish will only do so much against somebody who's so out of the box. Outside the box is Prince Naseem. Hands a straight left. Final minute of round number 5. Lands a left, catches a left, lands another left. Good shot there from the Prince. Short left from Bass. And 20 seconds here in the fifth. It kind of stares at him, waits for him to try to take a swing at him. Bass doesn't get baited into it. Final 10 seconds. Straight left from Naseem. Bass misses the mark. Good left from Hamed. So Hamed again dodging the shots from Bass and then sticking him. And Bass, for all his volume, he's just not landing enough of those blows at this point, I don't think. Really be making an impact. We'll see how much the judges are awarding the pressure. Should this ultimately go to the scorecards again through the first 3 rounds? Eddie Atlas here at ringside. And Naseem Hamed taking all 3 of those rounds. You get ready to open up round number 6. By nature of his style, it always looks more impressive when Hamed makes somebody miss than when Bass makes someone miss. But the end result is the same. Bass is just less flashy about it than Hamed. Again, neither of these fighters seem to be landing at a high percentage to this point. Bass pressuring, Hamed backs off. Body shot there from Bass, but he got caught as well. Bass trying to work the body. Hamed guarding against it well. Sticks a jab home. Short right hand from Hamed land. And a straight left. Didn't really get full extension on that punch, though. Not that much behind it. Trying to work the body, goes for an uppercut, doesn't find anything. Short clinch there. Ref doesn't have to get involved. They fight their way out of it. Up on a minute left in the round. Pace has certainly slowed a bit from the first few rounds. Both fighters are still fighting at a good clip. Bass, I'm almost certain, was well over 100 punches round through the first few. Good short right again in exchange there, and Hamed lands the better shot. Final 30 seconds of the 6th. So this is the first fight we've had to this point where the lower seed was the favorite in the Title Bout 100 fight kind of test run. Bass, again, the lower seeded fighter, came in as the Vegas favorite, but Hamed has done a very nice job in this bout to this point. Round 6 comes to a close. Naseem looks very relaxed in his corner. Again, neither fighter showing much in the way of blemishes. To this point, there's been a lot of the shots that have been emphatic have tended to be single shots. There haven't been debilitating combinations and such to this point. And as the fighters get ready to head out to ring center for round number 7. featherweight tournament here in the LSUBF. Naseem Hamed, Benny Bass. It's been a fun scrap to this point. Hamed seems to have the edge. So far, for a 4 broadcast, the closest that a lower seeded fighter has come to winning, Nate Miller in the cruiserweight tournament, taking Vasily Jirov the distance with a very strong effort, but Jirov earned the majority decision. Billy Papke acquitted himself well in the middleweight tournament against Marvin Hagler, but that was just a case of where all the rounds seemed close, but Hagler seemed to land few more solid shots in each of those rounds than Papke, so the scorecards fairly wide in that one, even though Papke put on a fairly strong showing, I felt like, against Hagler. In many's eyes, is the favorite in that middleweight tournament, although Carlos Monzon and Gennady Golovkin may have something to say about that. Minute and a half left here in round number 7. No knockdowns as of yet in this bout. So 2 knockdowns in the first bout. Junior middleweight tournament. Sergey Dinzur picked up the unanimous decision victory over Santiago Samaniego. I did not know until I did that bio brief, on the pre-fight thing, that Samaniego is related to Roberto Duran. I do those things just to help people kind of learn something about fighters they may not know, and I end up learning something as well. Nice when it works out like that. 40 seconds remaining here in the 7th. Pace has markedly slowed from the earlier rounds, though it is still a good clip. Both fighters showing signs of fatigue. Can't talk about leaving your hands down. Naseem leaves his hands down fairly frequently. Round 7 is over. Fighters retreat to their corners. I don't wonder kind of what the advice is that these guys are getting at this point. I feel like Hamed's corner may know that I would think that he is up in this fight. Bass keeps on coming forward, throwing a high volume of punches, even if the rate has slowed. If you're feeling like Hamed is tiring, Bass may have to try to find another gear and try to ramp up the pressure one more time. There you see, ringside scorecard. And it has been a dominant effort in the eyes of Teddy Atlas from Naseem Hamed. Bass only the last round. And Bass has just not been able to find a home for a ton of punches. So the volume, perhaps, working to his disadvantage in the sense that he is throwing and missing a lot of punches. Trying to work the body a bit more. Overhand left from Hamed, barely glancing blow. Lands a left again. Again, doesn't quite catch it flush. Bass diminutive. Naseem is not big. Bass is even smaller. It's been very difficult between a little bit of a size disadvantage. Although both fighters come in weighing the same and with the same reach. But Bass just has not been able to get inside on Hamed much throughout this. Counted. Minute 15 left in the round. And tries to get a right over the jab of Bass there. Falls a little bit short. Short right hand lands again. Bass trying to come in on him. Hamed is catching him enough when he comes in that he's not able to stay there. Again, Hamed packs a good shot. Final 15 seconds of round number 8. This is not a lot of starch on that one from Bass as the round comes to a close. With a high volume fighter like Bass, one of the things that you're looking for him to do is kind of exert his will on the pace and tone of the fight. He has been unable to do that to this point. While he has been the busier fighter and has thrown more punches, it does not feel at any point as though Benny Bass is dictating the direction of this fight. That would lead you to think that scorecards would be tilting towards Naseem Hamed as the Teddy Atlas ringside scorecard seemed to indicate after round 7. Here's round 9 underway. Lands a short left there. Hamed lands a straight left. Uppercut inside, overhand left from Bass land. Showing a lot of, again, awkward head movement, bobbing side to side, sticking his head out. Bass not really sure what to make of it. Right hand well short of the mark. Hamed nowhere close to being down with that one. Somebody's landed a punch here for about 30 seconds. Staying there as we get to the 2-minute one. Nothing of much significance. Short uppercut inside from Bass finds the mark. Backs Hamed up a little bit. Bass follows, swings and misses. Again, they're glaring at Bass, daring him to do something. Bass not really answering. Throws a couple punches there that all come to fall short. That's the midway point here in round 9. Hamed acting like a fighter who thinks he's in control of this bout. It's a jab home there. Bass tries to get to the body. Hamed protects well. It's Hamed who lands to the body. Those shots land. Good short shot there lands as the fighters come together. Nothing follows it up. Bass evades a winging uppercut from Hamed, then a winging right hand as well. Bass tries to come in close, and Hamed sticks him with a straight left. Bass tries to go to the body, can't land that last one. And just at no point in this bout has it felt like Benny Bass was steering the direction of the fight. In that sense, you would think that the edge is leaning towards Hamed. Again, either fighter. Mark, there was a bit of swelling on Benny Bass early in the fight. The corner took care of that well, and it has not cropped up again. As we get ready for round number 10. It looks comfortable in his corner. Here we go, final 3 minutes, Bass and Hamed featherweight tournament. Circles around. Punch output has dramatically declined. Benny Bass has kind of exhausted himself here, it seems. And protects, fires off an uppercut. This is by a mile with that one. He's trying to work his way inside. He's been unsuccessful at that for much of the night. Good punches from both fighters, none of them land. Match right hands, neither of which landed full. It goes to the body. Bass tries to wing a left over the top of it there and comes up well short of the mark. And misses with an uppercut, catches a jab for his trouble. Bass comes in on him. Again, less than a minute and a half left in the fight. Feels like Benny Bass needs to try to pull something out here. Uppercut. Catches Hamed in the chest. Nothing particularly damaging about that blow. Those straight right hands from Bass, but just not a lot of snap on those punches. Fires off a couple of jabs just to keep Bass away. Bass answers with a couple of jabs that Hamed was practically in another zip code for it. Straight left from Hamed land. Not much of any kind of impact going on in the 10th, but when there has been impact, it's been from the blows of Prince Naseem Hamed. 20 seconds remaining. Yes. And with a straight right, Hamed walks right through it. And a jab of his own. Final 10 seconds of the bout. Fighters punch away there. Comes to the final bell. And we will get the decision momentarily. First, we're going to take a look at some of the stats for the bout. There you're seeing Naseem Hamed landing 30% of his punches. Benny Bass landing 28% of his. Bass throwing a few hundred more punches. We went over the 100 punch per round mark. There's an idea of how many punches he was throwing early in the fight. Because he was... that pace slowed as the night went on. Bass still averaged more than 100 punches per round. Hamed averaging about 63. See the bright uppercut advantage. Hamed landed a few of those. Stopped Bass from getting inside at several points in the bout, and eventually Bass just seemed to give up on trying to get inside of Hamed. Bass never at any point really seemed like he was in control of the direction of this bout, despite the 400 punches more of output. And again, if you're Benny Bass's corner, you're sitting there trying to hang on to the fact, look, I landed 100 more blows than Naseem Hamed did, but none of them seem to have any impact. Hamed isn't marked up at all. He was never in any trouble. And again, it just kind of seemed like Prince Naseem Hamed, see the one erroneous EA 10-8 round that shouldn't, there were no knockdowns. So I'll give that a point there, but a cruise control unanimous decision victory. Prince Naseem Hamed, the number 3 seed, moves on to the final 4 of the LSUBF Featherweight Tournament. So with that, we head behind the LSUBF 4th wall for the 3rd and final time tonight for our main event of the evening, a heavyweight bout, our first heavyweight tournament bout, featuring Wladimir Klitschko and Max Schmeling. Could be a terrific battle here between these two. A very uphill climb here, though, for Max Schmeling, giving up a ton of weight and a ton of reach. You'll see there in the title bout, set up Klitschko, in addition to his other advantages, size and reach. He's also reached the prime stage of his career in title bout, Schmeling at pre-prime. 8 pre-prime rating is a terrific rating for Schmeling, but Klitschko is at an 11, the 100 sim test run. Klitschko wins 84, so he is a heavy favorite heading in here. So we'll take a look. Each fighter's best win to this point. For Wladimir Klitschko, it was a 5th round knockout of South African slugger, the heavy-handed Corey Sanders. Of course, Klitschko in real life was wiped out by Sanders in one of his more devastating losses. But here in the LSUBF, he flattened Sanders, knocked him cold in the 5th round of their bout. For Max Schmeling, his best victory to this point, a 4th round TKO stoppage of the very tough Ray Mercer. Big win there for Schmeling. Again, bio brief if you're not familiar with these guys, even though I figure out heavyweights, most people know the heavyweights. Wladimir Klitschko, a former Ukrainian heavyweight boxing champion known for his dominance in the division. He won his first world title in October of 2000, defeating Chris Bird by unanimous decision to claim the WBO heavyweight title. Later, he unified multiple belts, including the IBF, WBA, and WBO titles, reigning from 2006 to 2015 for losing to Tyson Fury. Klitschko retired with a 64-5 record. Max Schmeling was a German heavyweight boxing champion known for his technical skill and powerful right hand. He won the world heavyweight title in June of 1930, defeating Jack Sharkey at disqualification in the 4th round. Schmeling became the first and only heavyweight champion to win the title on a foul. He later gained fame for his 1936 knockout victory over Joe Louis before losing their 1938 rematch. Without further ado, we'll head back up to ringside here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. There you see Wladimir Klitschko, ranked number 4, Max Schmeling, ranked number 5. Klitschko 12-1, 9 knockouts as Klitschko starts making his way down to the ring. He is a behemoth. He's going to have a massive reach advantage on Schmeling here. Schmeling really, at his core, Max Schmeling is really a cruiserweight. He fights at heavyweight here, but Max Schmeling, weight-wise, really is more comfortable walking around as a cruiserweight. There's the 11-1, 7 knockouts. Schmeling isn't going to back down from any. The problem here for Schmeling, he's a fine counterpuncher. He's got some thunder in that right hand. And you can rock Klitschko if you can get inside on him and can make the reach and land the blows. And how is Schmeling going to overcome that reach advantage? Is he going to be able to get inside at all against Klitschko? Most people seem to think he will not be able to do so. He's not going to be able to muscle him. He's not going to be able to move him around the ring, even if he gets inside on him. And he's also giving up a lot in the way of power, so he doesn't want to stay around inside, even if he gets in there. So Schmeling is going to have to fight pretty much a perfect bout here in order to have any shot against Wladimir Klitschko. We get ready to get underway for round 1. Schmeling Schmeling does land a jab there at the start. You can see there is a significant size difference between these two fighters. We're not going to see a huge punch out put from either of these fighters. Again, Schmeling a bit methodical, a very solid counterpuncher. Klitschko boxes from the outside. He uses those very long arms to his advantage. Already stuck home a couple of jabs there to Schmeling. Schmeling trying to get under the jab. Connect his own jabs to the body, but he's already eaten a few jabs right on the button from Klitschko here in this opening minute. Schmeling will certainly come to fight. He will give you his best effort here. He is just fighting a very uphill climb. Sticks a jab home, though. That one found the point of the chin on Klitschko. Grab each other a bit along the ropes and separate again. There's the Klitschko just pumping that jab over and over again. Pause, that one sticks. 2 out of 3 there, lands a straight right hand as well. Schmeling firing off his own jab. He's just hitting the arms of Klitschko, who is at a safe distance. Schmeling has not made any real effort to get inside to this point, although he is trying to kind of crouch down and land that jab to the midsection. Tries to go up high. That got mostly gloved though on Klitschko. Crowd buzzed a little bit. Certainly seems clear that what Schmeling is going to go try and do, although he lands a couple of jabs in succession to the chin of Klitschko there. Nice job by Schmeling. Klitschko getting a little sloppy with his guard there, and Schmeling made him pay for it. Schmeling is throwing a good number of body shots here, and that's going to be where he's going to try to attack. Just easier giving up the size that he's giving to try to go to the body then up high. Klitschko, once again, back carrying some jabs home. Right hand from Schmeling. Gets him to kind of veer back a bit. Uppercut attempt from Schmeling, misses the mark. Uppercut so hard to land against Klitschko. Schmeling's size disadvantage there. That's a heck of a lot of reach for him to try to go there. Fighters in the round hugging after a straight right hand. Clinching, not hugging literally. There we get to the end of round number 1. That round played out pretty much to form. You haven't seen Schmeling try to grind it out inside it. Gonna hope to build up to it. Round 2 opens up. Let's go with a jab. And another. You're going to see at least 50% jabs from Wladimir Klitschko during the course of this bout, I would imagine. It's a powerful jab. He's got a very strong straight right hand. And he has no reason to differentiate, or to deviate, rather, from that form. One into the ribs, he eats another jab. He's on the inside, but he's not throwing a ton of punches. There he got off. Tie up Klitschko there. Not really much point in Schmeling trying to clinch Klitschko, who lands a good straight right hand, though. Misses with an uppercut. Now Schmeling buries a pair into his chest. Schmeling clinching Klitschko. Klitschko can kind of push him off anytime he wants to. Out wanting a little bit more in the way of big thunder here, and they're not getting it to this point in the second round. As we come up on the midway mark. Again from Klitschko. We will say that a lot during the course of this night. Schmeling takes one into the ribs. Or in his own jab. Klitschko, by and large, a very good defensive fighter, but so much of that is a function of his reach and being able to just keep people at a distance. He is prone to lapses, though. Catch him with a good shot. That's what Schmeling is going to be betting on. Klitschko grabs Schmeling only to push him away. And straight right there. Swinging left hand for Schmeling, misses. He beats another jab. Again, tries to dig down low. Again, he ties Klitschko up. And Klitschko pushes him away and hammers him with another jab. Right hand from Klitschko. Off the forehead of Schmeling. To the final 10 seconds here of round number 2. Tries to go to the body, tries to go up high there, blocked, and round 2 comes to a close. So Klitschko proving somewhat indomitable at this point. Or Schmeling. Schmeling still seems like he's kind of trying to sort out how best to approach a massive Ukrainian across the ring from him. Goes corner, very comfortable with his effort to this point. As we get ready to open up round number 3. When Schmeling meets the midway point, Schmeling fires off a couple of jabs to the bottom. To go up top, goes a block. Not a lot of head movement or anything like that from Klitschko. He pretty much relies on those powerful, big arms and his reach to keep you at a distance or block whatever arrives in the vicinity. Jab to the body from Schmeling. Now they tie up. Klitschko pushes them off. The body eats another jab. We've said that a few times already in this. And a good uppercut there from Klitschko. He didn't quite catch him flush. He gets him with a straight right hand there as well. It's still Schmeling advancing on Klitschko. Had him against the ropes. Now he spins himself around into the center of the ring. And now he tries to pull Schmeling into the corner. Schmeling, able to prevent it from happening, lands a couple of shots to the body. Again, the jab there, straight right. Right was blocked, the jab connects them. And it's another straight right. Right hand from Schmeling. Another right hand from Schmeling. Practically getting on his tiptoes to put one on the chin of Wladimir Klitschko there, but Schmeling landed a pair of straight rights in succession. The left hand misses the ball. Schmeling goes to the body. Klitschko goes to jab. And the rinse repeat. Final minute of round number 3. Oh, jabs on the inside. Schmeling finds his way through there. He gets Klitschko to back up a bit. Comes in on him and eats another jab. Schmeling earned a measure of respect from Klitschko there momentarily. Second jab hit right on the button. Now you're seeing the fighters open up a little bit more. That'll play to Schmeling's advantage. Schmeling can get Klitschko to kind of open himself up a little bit. Schmeling kind of needs to get him to a point where he does that. Swinging a right hand, misses jab from Schmeling. Finds the mark. Coming up on the final 10 seconds of round number 3. That's round number 3 for Max Schmeling. By no means a dominant round. He ate an uppercut there from Klitschko in the final moments, and he gets hit at the bell. And Klitschko, you can see, and that Klitschko, a respectable fighter, he almost kind of sort of pulled that punch that landed at the bell. Respect there from Wladimir Klitschko. So we're through 3. We'll check in with the one and only Teddy Atlas at ringside. See how he has this bout scored. When I have it 2-1 for Klitschko. But Schmeling did better work in that third. We'll see if Teddy agrees. So neither of us have a say in the final decision. And Teddy gives all 3 rounds to Wladimir Klitschko. Everyone was aware this would be a potentially very tough bout for Max Schmeling, and so far, Teddy Atlas scorecard, he represents that one on the mark. That little sequence is exactly what you're seeing. You're just seeing Klitschko just banging home jabs, banging home jabs. Schmeling lands one, but Klitschko lands back. Klitschko shots are harder. Just Schmeling at such a disadvantage. Particularly with the reach. The reach is a bigger issue than the mass. Schmeling's not somebody who's going to try to get in there and bulldoze him anyway. Just the inability to get close enough to really do damage is the bigger struggle. What Schmeling's landing, he's kind of landing one shot at a time. It's off a jab. Downstairs to the body. Blocks a couple of jabs. He lands the first one of those. Again, even though he's not landing most of those shots, just as long as Klitschko can keep pumping that jab out there, Schmeling's kind of at bay. Doing much of anything at the moment. Come up on a minute 10 left in round number 4. Firing the jabs home. Schmeling gets a couple there. Now he backs off. Klitschko comes in on him and hits another jab. But then Klitschko lands a straight one. That one caught Schmeling pretty solidly. Gets another one home. Schmeling backs off. Klitschko grabs hold. They separate and Schmeling pops another jab. Right hand there for Klitschko, found the mark. Side. On the half-minute mark here left in the fourth. 20 seconds. Short left in Klitschko. Schmeling walks down. Block that one. It has been almost exclusively jab and straight from Wladimir Klitschko here in this one. No reason to deviate from the plan. Schmeling can't penetrate. Very, very slight. Abrasions around right eye of Max Schmeling. Of any significance, anybody has to worry. I think that'll get worse. He keeps on eating jab from top of the iron fist. Wladimir Klitschko. Round 5, ready to begin. Schmeling has fired the first shots for the first 5 rounds. Again, comes right out, goes for the jab to the belt. That he can break Klitschko down in some fashion. waiting for openings. A little bit of a chess match going on. Air crosses there. Pockets left as well. Jab finds just short of the mark. Schmeling finally throws a punch there. Schmeling just seems to not really know how to approach Klitschko. He's not finding an inroad. Klitschko certainly not doing more than he has to do at this point, which can be fairly boring for the crowd. He is under no obligation to thrill. Just keep on racking up ground. We haven't had a real good stand in and slug it out exchange yet. I may want to see that, but unless Max Schmeling finds a way to force that issue, it is unlikely to happen. So many punches from Schmeling falling short. That's from Schmeling. Well, 10 seconds of round number 5. To the body again, just a single shot. So we're through 5, midway through here, scheduled for 10. Again, all first round bouts in the LSUBF Championship Tournaments, scheduled for 10. Semifinal bouts will be 12 rounds. Championship bouts will be 15. Green card girls doing their thing. Much to the dismay of the pink ribbon crowd. Round 6 opens up. Schmeling again tries to go to the body off the back. No answers. Cannot break through. There's those shots, jabs, occasional straight right hand. It hangs off the arms of Klitschko. Can't find its way through. Neither fighter has been rattled to any point. In this bout, we approach a minute into round number 6. What a crowd anticipates seeing a heavyweight bout. But again, this is a very big technical fighter in Wladimir Klitschko. The guy just giving up a lot of physical tools. Certainly not giving up anything in the heart. In terms of pure physical tools, Max Schmeling kind of fighting with a pop gun. Yep, midway through round number 6. Jab found a mark. Go almost exclusively jabbing in this round. When he's even thrown punches. Jab found the mark from Schmeling. Left followed it up. minute remaining here in the sixth. Swinging left hand from Schmeling, landed. Not flush. Hooks there from Klitschko. Made contact without much damage. Short of the right hand from Schmeling. And trying to get a hold there of Klitschko. Get to the inside. Klitschko was able to push his arms away. Not allowed. Schmeling is doing the stalking here. Despite the fact that he keeps on walking and Klitschko keeps on backing down. Schmeling is not throwing enough punches to try and put Klitschko on his heel. Again, Klitschko's massive reach advantage is a huge component as round 6 comes to a close. Schmeling's corner. Don't really know what you tell him at this point. It's out. He's not out there getting his clock clean. He's just against a fighter who's got a lot of advantages. Size matters. It's cliche, but it's true. Moving up 50 pounds. Several inches of reach. Boxing, that's a big deal. Round 7 begins. Tries to land a left. Schmeling blocks it nicely. Then again, kind of wrapped around behind. She makes a jab ball. Well, tries to get a right hand through around the guard of Klitschko. Landed but not flush. Again, a lot of single shots being fired off by Schmeling. You're not getting any 4 or 5 punch combinations from Schmeling. Understandable to a degree, but he's going to have to pressure Wladimir Klitschko in these late rounds if he has any hope. Doing something here. Does land a left there. Again, he doesn't follow it up. Klitschko knows that Schmeling is either unwilling or unable to really try and get in on him. Klitschko has nothing to worry about. Out here hoping for some sort of big shot, hitting a heavyweight bout. This is the first crowd to see heavyweight tournament bout here in the LSUBF. This is the first one of the bracket. Wladimir's brother Vitaly also in the tournament, setting up a potential Klitschko versus Klitschko match. Although if that were to happen, since they're on opposite sides of the bracket, that would be in the championship bout. More often this round, it seemed like Klitschko is the one coming after Schmeling. Again, neither guy throwing enough punches to really make who is pursuing who. Much of the difference. Final 30 seconds of round number 7. We'll check in with Teddy Atlas again once this 7th round comes to a close. Jab there for Klitschko. Schmeling fires one off at the belt. So, that gets us through 7 rounds here in Las Vegas, the Thomas and Mack Center. Wladimir Klitschko, by all appearances anyway, kind of having his way. with Max Schmeling.
You don't need that. No, throw that away.
Here comes round 8. There you see Klitschko well ahead. Eddie Atlas has only given Schmeling 1 round in this bout to this point. It would indicate that Schmeling, at a minimum, is going to need to get some kind of a knockdown, if not a knockout. And again, Schmeling had Klitschko in the corner, didn't really do anything with it. And Schmeling more of a judicious counter-puncher. Good uppercut from Schmeling. That's his best punch of the fight. We'll see if he tries to follow it up at all. Klitschko grabs hold of him, then pushes him away. Schmeling pursues. Klitschko fires off a jab. Schmeling hasn't really done anything to follow up that uppercut. A lot of respect for Klitschko's power. Even those jabs, stiff jabs, one right after the other. Cumulative effect. Piles up on him. Breaks through the guard there, gets the first of those 2 jabs through, tries to slip another one through, then goes downstairs. Schmeling tries to get one off, but he's kept at a distance. Max Schmeling with the best punch of the round and his best punch of the fight on the whole. Uppercut earlier on in this round, but it doesn't lead to anything else. Klitschko is back. Just piston-like jabs. And to keep Schmeling at bay. In pursuit. Schmeling who back. Now I wonder if Schmeling's starting to feel, hey, maybe if I can. Klitschko wants to come at me. Maybe I can catch him on the way in and do something. Schmeling is trying to stalk Klitschko down for much of this fight without much success. 40 seconds remaining in round number 8. Backs off. Klitschko pursues. Klitschko lands a jab. Schmeling lands with one of his own, but then Klitschko dings him to the body. The hard body shot there from Wladimir Klitschko. He has not thrown many of those in this bout, round 8. He finishes up. Minimal damage to fighters. I'm not seeing a lot of swelling. You haven't seen any cut. You guys have minimal bouts of swelling early in this fight. Corners have done a good job, and nothing has escalated at this point on the swelling. So we prepare to start round 9. Does Max Schmeling have something in his bag of tricks to pull this one out? It has been all Wladimir Klitschko to this point. With a short little jab there. Jab from Schmeling lands. Yeah, just one punch at a time. Not going to get it done for Max Schmeling. Next card on the channel. Not sure exactly what day. It'll be sometime next week. Again, use Undisputed for that. Going to go to a couple of junior lightweight bouts. Asolino Freitas and Rafael Bazooka Lamone will go at it in what should be a very entertaining bout. Hugo Corrales will also be on that card. The main event of that card will feature the junior middleweight bout. Again, we saw number 1 seed in the junior middleweight bracket earlier on tonight, Sergey Zurich. The favorite, biggest favorite in that junior middleweight bracket, current number 3 ranked junior middleweight, the body snatcher Mike McCall. He will main event that card as he takes on Kosha Wajima. With Greatest Lamone, matchup should be a war and a half. Not be starved for action in that bout, that I can promise you. Diego Corrales and Mike McCallum, crowd favorites as well. Klitschko tries to land straight rights there. Goes away from the jab, goes for the power shot. It's nothing really breaks through. Schmeling goes for a jab of his own, but he's hit midway through his jab and stopped mid-punch there. Final 30 seconds of round number 9. Schmeling not doing anything to act like a desperate fighter who thinks that he's got a chance in this one. At this point, Schmeling kind of seems like it's go through the motions a little bit, get to the bell. Hope somebody who might be a better matchup for him wins the title in this tournament, then work your way back up and get a title shot at him. Max Schmeling has no answers for Wladimir Klitschko on this night here in Las Vegas. We'll go to round 10. Now in this corner, nobody yelling or anything. I'm encouraging him, but like everybody in the building kind of knows the situation. No reason to take undue risks. Klitschko is not going to leave that opening for Schmeling to walk through. One would have to think. Either fighter has thrown so many punches that they're to an exhaustion point. And Schmeling was never, not that Schmeling is a high pressure fighter anyway, but Schmeling was never able to mount enough of an attack here. Put Klitschko on the defensive for any significant length of time over the course of this bout. He landed that good uppercut a couple of rounds ago, back in the 8th. Rattled Klitschko's cage a little bit, but he didn't follow it up with anything. Klitschko went right back to jabbing and keeping him at bay, and that was the end of that. Minutes remaining in the bout. Like Schmeling will be hurt. I don't think this is the last we're going to see of Max Schmeling. One contenders here in the heavyweight division. And this was just a very bad draw of a matchup. Good right hand there from Klitschko. Lands on the chin of Schmeling. Klitschko doesn't show any desire to try to follow it up with it. No reason to take any risks at this point if you're Wladimir Klitschko. You have done your job. Fought exactly the style fight you needed to assert your dominance. Max Schmeling hasn't had an answer. Right hand lands there from Klitschko. Schmeling gets a short one off, lands another jab. Down the pipe as we get into the final minute. Then going side to side again, not throwing many punches. Klitschko throws the occasional jab. Schmeling throws the occasional straight right hand as we get down to the final 20 seconds of the bout. Exchange in the corner. Another good uppercut landed there from Schmeling. Fires a couple of shots to the body. Klitschko is already well away from him. Schmeling doesn't go for pursuit. Winging left hand from Klitschko misses the mark. Left hand for Schmeling. The fighters exchange a little bit here in the waning moments. Look at each other somewhat pensively. We await the decision here that I think everybody knows. We'll wait the decision, take a look at some of the numbers there. 49 punches around for Klitschko, 48 for Schmeling. Klitschko lands 38%. 19 punches per round, 16 for Schmeling. And just that Klitschko jab. 350 punches out of 490. By design, Schmeling had no answer for it, no reason for Klitschko to deviate from the plan. So we'll back up into the ring, ready for the decision, and Wladimir Klitschko, as expected, will advance in the LSUBF Heavyweight Tournament. The number 4 seed moves on. So Klitschko will now sit and wait. There you see Klitschko. Final decision 98-92, 98-92, 97-93. And Wladimir Klitschko gets the unanimous decision victory over Max Schmeling, advancing to the semifinal. So there you see our fight card. Again, going over the results from the evening. Surrey's and Zurich takes the decision from Santiago Samaniego, a unanimous decision effort there. Naseem Hamed is the winner by unanimous decision over Benny Bass to advance in the featherweight bracket. And Wladimir Klitschko moves on in the heavyweight bracket. Klitschko will await the winner of number 1 seed Floyd Patterson against number 8 seed Ken Norton. And Klitschko is going to hope that Patterson wins that one. Ken Norton will try to blast his way through Klitschko, and he's strong enough to do it. Floyd Patterson, a different fighter than Schmeling, but will be giving up the same in the way of size and reach as he gets in there with Klitschko should he win that bout. So that'll do it for tonight. I thank you as always for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next card. Again, it'll be next week, probably Tuesday is my guess. But bang that like button. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And most importantly, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon.